Well, hello, friends and weaverbirds from the YouTubes, and also probably on my Patreon, where I will also post this. If you are interested in how we have arrived here, we are now on episode 3? No? 3? 2? 3? 4? Maybe 4. Don't know. All the glue has dried to get our little rocks down, so I think now I will be performing my fun variegated thread trick. So I will go get some variegated thread to show you what I do to make the variegation not variegate evenly. I want it to unevenly variegate so that it looks more like wood, if that makes sense. So we will start there. We have all of our base trees in, and we are ready to rock and roll on the wood frames of things. So let me go get my variegated thread and we will continue. I've left kind of a space here so I can do some moss or something to make it indicative that there would be a path there at the ground level, but because of the forced perspective, we're kind of like seeing this rock come forward. You get what I'm saying. I'm going to try and make it look like there's plants growing straight up from there. Or moss, if that doesn't work. I have glue on moss as well. All right, let's, yeah, the thread. BRB. Okay, got my, sorry, I had a needle in my mouth. Got my thread thingy. Let's find a good deep brown. I kind of like this red in this one. Yes. What is this? 4135. All right, so what I like to do is get one of the ones that has a shorter color repeat. So not one of the ones that's like medium green forever, like the 92s. These ones are all each color for a very long time. So you want to start on one color and end on another color so that you are not starting and ending on the same color. That will be unhelpful to you in this exercise. So then I will split it, and we are, instead of pulling off 2 strands, we're going to pull them off in singles. So 1, and then 2. Okay, now, instead of lining them up together with matching colors, I'm going to put them end to end, opposite end to end. So now I have a brown next to a pink. Hopefully that's semi-visible. They're not matching colors at one end. So then, when I thread it, I have thread in my mouth, please ignore that. You thread it, you get a more true color mix, and if you snip it at irregular intervals off of the main skein, not any of your pieces will be identical. So you'll get a good variegation. All right, we have a knot. Yes, I'm a goblin. Don't at me. I don't care what the back looks like. I am making art chaotically. It's also got foam on it, which you probably don't like if you are a traditionalist. So you're just gonna, well, we're all gonna have to get around that at some point. Alright, so this is kind of my goblin form of long and short stitch. So I will do varying heights, but that's the least important part to me. What I'm mostly doing is going for big long stitches, because the more length you have, the more room you have to squeeze your stitches under and through. So when I get a first layer down, and I decided not to make it curvy around the window, because I was really liking how this was kind of looking like rainbow eucalyptus bark. We are having a little bit of an overlapping color situation that will go away in about a stitch or 2. So I lay everything down really close. If I'm working up to a line, I prefer to come at the line rather than away from the line, but sometimes you can't pick. And I can always re-outline this, because I only did a very light outline. So as we get to where we're going to transition up to the next row of long and short stitch, typically I'm just either coming up through or splitting as I come back down the previous stitch, and I do that irregularly as well, so it lays fairly flat as you keep going. And piercing, but I don't overlap the pierce. Like I wouldn't start way down here for this guy. He's not super bald. So I want to minimize the amount of poof I give to the door, which is, okay, I think, kind of what makes this a cheat rather than a true long and short stitch. It's maybe like a straight split stitch because it's so long. But I find that you can make it, you're less at risk of making it look chunky and overworked if you do these kind of big long stitches. Got a little bit off of my straight there. There we go. So you can kind of adjust a little more easily when you're just doing big long ones, and then look for little bald spots in your work, or like in this case, push that over to cover up a spot, thusly. So I kind of just use each stitch to manipulate any prior stitches that are not getting with my program that I have decided we are doing. All right, I hope that that helps you, and I will come back as soon as I have done most of the door frames. I'm thinking that the surround of the windows will be just, or the door will be like it's painted in a bright, fun color, as though a wooden door has been set into a door frame. So, oh, you know what? There's a little bald spot there. Come at it from the bottom. And I'll actually split that previous stitch to blend it. Yes. So this is my goblin form of long and short. I hope that is helpful. And I will see you when I have done most of the doors and the window frames, so that we can move on to our next job as we stitch this. And I'm already out of thread, so time to change up, and I will see you in a few minutes. All right, so here's where I got with the variegation in the wood grain. I think it does a pretty good job of making it look nice. Now, what I think I probably should do is switch to another variegated and maybe get the undersides of the roof, or maybe some of this trim done. And then I'm thinking either a teal or a purple, because I'm debating whether or not I should do an amanita or an ink cap mushroom for the lid, because these are all going to be like little spore-y things. Oh, gotta glue that one down better. Anyway, gotta decide on that, but I'll probably get some trim in, and that will be the end of our episode. So let me get the wood trim finished off, and we'll see how we're looking. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's certainly getting some natural, like, visual depth. I'm happy about that. So let's continue. All right, here we are. I think that this is where we will end it for this episode. I may come back in and add something purple perhaps, or another piece of wood up here to make it look like it's leaning outward towards us, and give it a little more depth, so it looks like this is going backwards when I decide whatever I'm going to make that woven area out of. Anyway, thanks for sticking around through another episode, and I'll see you in the next one. We'll either be working on plants because I'm bored of working on the house, or we'll be working on the house because I'm hyper fixated on that and want to see it get done. Depends on how I'm feeling the next time I pick up my camera. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!